Well, hi there. It is 11:30 and time to show up. I'm showing up. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit, and let's shit in the box. I was gathering up apples today. Again. Fucking apples, man. I swear. People are always like, oh man, you're so lucky you have apple trees in your yard. Yeah, real fucking lucky. It is the 26th of August. And over the course of August so far, I have collected 24 200 to 300 pound bags of apples. Yeah. That's 3 fucking tons of apples. Yeah, I'm not having a grand old time with my fucking apple trees. Anyway, people are also like, you're so lucky you have all these blackberries in your yard. Yeah, fucking blackberries. Yeah, I've spoken about blackberries extensively here. Yeah, fuck the blackberries. They take over everything. Oh my God, they grow over like all of it. They're trying to swallow the stable. Holy shit. One of these days I gotta clear those out from in front of the stable and empty out everything that's still in there. Anyway. We are a matter of hours away from the Netflix Grand Theft Auto 6 special. And everybody is still shitting little green apples about it. Everybody's so fucking upset about, they're putting the preview on Netflix. They're paywalling it. Who the fuck doesn't have Netflix? On top of which, there's no embargo on streaming yet. I mean, it's... 50 GTA streamers are going to live stream this preview the second it comes out. You're all going to get to see it. Even if you don't have Netflix, which we all do. Even if you don't have access to somebody else's Netflix, which we all do. We can all get to Netflix and see this thing. Somebody's going to rip it. It's going to be on a torrent site in like 20 minutes. They're not even going to watch the whole thing all the way through. They're going to rip that video off of the net and just like have it out there and be seeding it and shit. It's going to be everywhere. And everybody's going to watch it and go, this sucks. Why did we like work so hard to get this thing? You were going to think whatever they did sucked. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it. Like, so many people are going to be talking about this that I'm fairly certain I can get all of the high points of the special in about like 10 minutes of reading my Blue Sky feed. Because people will bitch about every single thing that's important. And then they'll go, oh my God, this thing looks so cool, about everything that's actually cool. And I will ignore all this shit is stupid. All of this stupid stuff, everything they complain. Gamers will complain about any fucking thing and it doesn't even matter. It's just, I mean, that's really what Starfield taught me. Holy shit, it's almost 3 years since Starfield was released. And people are still mad about it, and people are still bitching about it. And I'm still taking pictures of Huang Le because my fixation on her is frankly problematic, and I definitely have a problem. But, yeah, people are still complaining about Starfield. Why? Dumb shit. Loading screens. They're complaining about loading screens. Who the fuck cares? Just play the fucking game. It's not. It doesn't even make any sense to be mad about this. There we go. Fixed that. Loading screens are the dumbest fucking thing to get mad about. They just really are. I just recently had a friend gift me Dragon's Dogma 2. I haven't started playing that yet. But, oh my god, what if there are loading screens? Fucking dumb complaint. I should really play Dragon's Dogma 2. I loved the first Dragon's Dogma. I really did. It's just, I stepped away from it for a long time, and when I came back, I couldn't remember how to play. It's so different from every other game like it that those differences all added up to, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. I don't remember the controls. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. There are 8 million things that I want to do in this game, and I don't remember how to do them. It's very frustrating. So I just kind of left it and never went back to it. I went back to it a couple of times. I went back to it and just kind of stared at it and went, I forgot how to play this game. And then I would quit and I would go play something else. And it's interesting because I do not see myself forgetting how to play Starfield. It's like everything in Starfield is fairly basic. Like, there's nothing particularly special about how the game is played. Everything works the way you expect it to work. Everything goes the way you expect it to go. That's one of those praising with faint dams things. It's playing Starfield. I'm fairly certain I'm always going to remember how to play this game because nothing in it is particularly different or memorable or impactful. There's nothing innovative about the game. And I'm praising it in the sense that I'm comparing it to Dragon's Dogma and going, I couldn't play Dragon's Dogma because every time I went back to it, I couldn't remember how to play it. And I'm not going to have that problem with Starfield, so Starfield's a better game because it's not in any way new or different or innovative. Well, that doesn't sound like much of a compliment at all, does it? I don't always want new and different and innovative in my games. Like, in a lot of cases, what I'm actually looking for is a game that plays exactly like every other game. So I could just go in and play it and not have to worry about it. I'm kind of like that with all the various Horde survival roguelikes. I want them to be very similar to one another. I don't want them to be that different. Which begs the question, as I'm sitting here going, well, I'm going to put a deck building mechanic in my Horde Survival roguelite. Because it's a fucking cliche. Everything has a deck builder in it now. And I want to put a crafting system in it just to have a crafting system. It's a Horde Survival roguelite with deck building and crafting. See, it's all the trendy shit. That's what it is. It's all the trendy stuff except friend slot, because I don't do multiplayer, because fuck multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer. I want to play by myself at home on my computer that I own. I don't want to play with other people. What the fuck? Why would I want to do that? Nobody likes playing with me anyway. I used to play Minecraft on like multiplayer servers. I used to play on SMP servers, and I would go and do stuff, and somebody else would come and they would hang around with me, and they would go, "Why are you doing that?" I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm building an underground tree farm. And then I'm going to dig this staircase down a little farther, and I'm going to dig another underground tree farm, because over here on this side of the underground tree farm, I'm going to put oak trees. And then over on this side, I'm going to put birch trees. And then I'm going to dig down another level. And then on the next level, I'm going to put acacia trees over here, and I'm going to put cherry trees over here. Yeah, but why? I don't know. It just seems like the thing to do. And people get confused by that, and they just kind of like scratch their heads and go, "But why? Why do you want to grow all these trees underground? It's dumb. Like, what are you doing this for?" So I have trees. For what? I don't know. Just like anything I need to. It's just a thing I do. Shut up. Leave me alone. Let me build my stupid underground tree farm. Nobody understands why I do the things I do in Minecraft. And they'll sit around. I had one of my friends was down in my base, and I had all of this exposed redstone in the walls, and he was looking at it, and he was like, "Why didn't you mine out the redstone?" "Oh, because I have like stacks upon stacks of redstone, and I don't care." "Yeah, but like this redstone is just sitting here. Would you like the redstone? Feel free to mine the redstone. That's okay." "Well, that'll leave holes in your tunnel walls." "I don't care. I'll fill them in later." And he was just, he was very, like, perturbed at the idea of, "You're just going to let me dig holes in your walls?" "Yeah, I don't fucking care, dude. It's just this is a tunnel that goes from point A to point B. I don't actually care about the redstone. I don't actually care about the look and feel of the tunnel. I mean, it'll drive me crazy that there are holes in the walls, but I'll just fill them in." And finally, he said, "Okay," and he dug the redstone out of the walls, and I filled it in with cobblestone, and he was very upset that I used cobblestone and not smooth stone. And not like smooth stone, not like the one you make in the furnace, but just like the regular smooth stone. But I used cobble instead of stone, and he was upset by that. And he was like, "It shouldn't be cobblestone. You shouldn't have cobblestone here." I said, "Okay." And I took it out and I replaced it with diorite. And then he lost his fucking mind because diorite is ugly. And I'm like, "But there's diorite all the way down this fucking tunnel." It's... It fits. It looks like it was just there. Just leave it. He didn't like it. People always think I'm weird when I play games. Because I am. I am weird. I do dumb shit that has no purpose. Like, in Starfield, one of my favorite things to do is to go to all of the different planets in a system and to like land right at the edge of the night and day transition and watch the sunrise. I like to land at different spots on different planets and watch the sunrise in different situations. I think that's fun. I enjoy that. And that's something that a lot of people would just go, why do you do it? Do you like take pictures? No. The only thing I take pictures of in Starfield is Huang Le. That's it. I have 668 pictures of her now. That is the 668th. I had 666 and I was proud of that. And then she turned her head in a particular way and it was just like, that's a really pretty pose. And I took a picture of that and then she did this. And then she did this, and it's like her head's turned, and she's looking at you out of the corner of her eye, and she has that little bit of a Mona Lisa smile, and I'm like, God, that's perfect! So I took the picture, and now there's 668 pictures. And I'm going to take more. I'm going to take more of them, because I have a problem. Something is wrong with me. I don't know what it is. She's not real. She doesn't exist. It's like, it's not even parasocial because there's nothing there. This is 12 lines of code. I think she has like a total of 30 to 50 lines of dialogue. That's it, which is like, that's something, but there's hardly anything to this character. And I think that's a large part of what's appealing about it is that this character is just empty. It's an empty shell. I can pour whatever thoughts I have into that shell and go, yeah, I'll bet that's what's going on there. 'Cause there's nothing. There's hardly anything there to work with, but the stuff that I have to work with, I just make a bunch of shit up and pretend it's true and just go, yeah, that's perfect. It's not like, it's like you go to Tayo Engineering, and there's Veronica Young with her blue hair and her leather suit. And she looks delicious. And then you hang around and listen to her talk for a while, and somebody invites her to go out someplace and do something, and she says, I don't think my wife would like that. Okay, so she's married. So much for that. Now, that's in the way right there. That is an in the way situation. You can't headcanon stuff about Veronica Young that flies in the face of what's actually textually in the game. And what's textually in the game is she has a wife. Okay, well, so much for that. But Huang has, like, nothing. There's nothing there. There's no background. You ask her whether she's got a place to stay, and she says, presently? No. Pastly? No. And that's just so fucking cute. That's adorable. And then she says, futurely, it's a work in progress. Depends on how this fiscal quarter goes. Her total income for the fiscal quarter of March, April, and May of 2330 is 221 credits. But she spends 226. She has a cash flow problem. It's a definite cash flow problem. Starfield is full of, like, all these things that I do that just, like, most people go, why? Why do you do that? It doesn't even make sense. I like to survey planets. I like to land on a planet and just run around all over the fucking place and, like, survey everything and collect the data. And then go off and sell it. I like that. It's fun for me. I like going around from planet to planet, waiting for somebody to land their ship, and then going and killing them and stealing their ship. Only if it's like hostile people. Okay? I don't steal colonist ships. That's just wrong. You don't want to strand colonists. It sucks. I mean, I guess you could shoot them and then they're not stranded, but that's mean. Like, why would you do that? Now, Ecliptic and Crimson Fleet and Varun and Spacers, yeah, fuck them, shoot them, steal their ship. It's always funny to me. You get on the ship, you kill everybody on board, you get off the ship, you kill everybody that's left the ship, and the ship takes off to orbit. Everybody on board's dead. Why did this happen? Then you go back to your own ship, you take off to orbit, and the ship's there, and it's floating around, and you can just, like, dock with it. Everybody on board's already dead. Every once in a while, this is the one that really pisses me off. You find an Ecliptic ship, and you get on the Ecliptic ship, and immediately it takes off for orbit. And when it gets into orbit, there are Crimson Fleet or Spacers or Varun up there. So you're on this Ecliptic ship, and somebody is shooting at it. And you can't do anything about this because you have to fight the fucking Ecliptic that are on the ship. I have, on like 2 occasions, managed to kill all the Ecliptic on the ship, get into the pilot's chair, and repair the ship well enough that I could fly around and actually win the space combat. And that was amazing. That was a fantastic situation. But more often than not, I'm on like the 8th or 9th Ecliptic mercenary, and the ship blows up and I die. And then the game reloads the previous save, the previous autosave, and it's right after the ship took off. So it's like, here you are, back in the same space battle that just killed you. Well, okay, let me try to I'm dead again. And you just have to reload a previous save. There's nothing else for it. There's nothing else you can do. But I have, on like 2 occasions, been able to beat that situation. And that's gorgeous. That's the greatest thing, you know? And I love when it works out well, but more often than not, it does not. And I sit there and go, why do they let this happen? Like, at the very least, why aren't the bridge crew still fighting the other ships? So there's a possibility of surviving this. But no, they've all left everything, and you've just got everybody's taking pot shots at you, and you're a sitting duck, and it sucks. And it's really fucking annoying. I've been playing a lot of Starfield lately. And I've been avoiding all of the quests. I did the Vanguard quest line, and I finished that. And I did a few Freestar Ranger missions, and now I can go and continue the Freestar Ranger quest line, but I don't want to. I don't want to continue the Freestar Ranger quest line, and I don't want to do Trackers Alliance bounties. And I don't want to do the Ryujin quests, and I don't want to do the SysDef Crimson Fleet undercover thing, and I don't want to do the main quest either. I don't want to do Shattered Space. I definitely don't want to do Shattered Space. Why do I even fucking bother doing Shattered Space? Complete fucking waste of time. And I don't want to do Terran Armada yet either. It's annoying. And I was thinking, my last time through the Unity, I was like, I miss coming through the Unity and having nothing. And just like going off and having to go, well, I need to get a weapon, I need to get a spacesuit, I need to get a new ship because I'm not flying around this fucking Starborn Guardian and I'm not wearing this fucking Venator suit. I'm not wearing this Starborn shit. I don't want to do that. And I kind of miss the whole thing where you just like go through the Unity, you've got nothing, you've got to start from nothing. And I can still do that. I still have that option. But I've also worked really hard at getting the quantum entanglement device upgraded. So I guess I have to keep using that. They've nerfed all of the challenge out of Starfield at this point. Well, I mean, part of it's just me. I'm level 360. I'm almost level 369. I've robbed myself of all the challenge in Starfield by maxing out my character level and just playing and playing and playing. And it's been hitting me really hard lately that every time I go through the Unity, I looked at like my stats, and on the average, every time I go through the Unity, I spend almost a year in that universe in the average playthrough. And then I restart, and it's just like all of these people that I've met and that I know and that I have these relationships with, and then I start over and they don't know who I am. But I still know them. For me, we were really close yesterday, and today you don't know who I am. That's got to be a complete mindfuck. And like on top of that, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt like a lot, especially if you really care about somebody. Like if you've maxed out your relationship with Andrasia and you got married and you were married for like 6 months, and then you go through the Unity and now Andrasia doesn't know who you are. Well, that's your wife. You've been romantic with each other for months before you got married, and then you were married for 6 months. So it's like for a year you've been really close to this person and you've had deep, powerful emotions for them, and now they don't know you. But you still have all of those feelings. They're the only one who doesn't. So it's very one-sided. And to top it off, you did this. You chose to go through the Unity. You could have stayed. You didn't have to leave. You didn't have to build the armillary and make the jump and go through the Unity. You could have stayed. You could have been normal, and you could have just lived your life and been with Andrasia and had your little marriage and just been together as long as you wanted. But instead, you went through the Unity. You took everything you had and you threw it away. That's some fucking heavy philosophical shit, man. That is something to think about. I don't know how many people are thinking about these things in Starfield. Like, I see them just, like, not getting it. And they're going, I don't want to go through the Unity because I have to give up all of my stuff. Well, they don't anymore, but they used to complain about that. And that's why we have the quantum entanglement device now, because I don't want to give up all my stuff. The purpose of the Unity... The purpose of the Unity is to teach you to give up your attachments to material possessions, to give up your attachments to your houses and your furnishings and your outposts and your money and your ship and your relationships with people. It's supposed to teach you that. It's a very Buddhist kind of thing. And you have all these people that are just like, I refuse to learn this. I refuse to learn this lesson. It's kind of like Well, it's kind of like when I got to that boss in Death Stranding and I went, this is bullshit. Fuck this game. I'm going to rage quit and never play it again. That's a choice. That's a choice that I made. I decided that I was going to throw the game away because I didn't want to learn how to deal with that boss. I didn't feel like I should have to learn how to deal with that boss. I don't think it's necessary. And I think making me learn how to defeat this boss is a pain in the arse, and you shouldn't do that. I think it's morally wrong, and you shouldn't have made me do this. I don't like boss battles in the first place. I just don't. It's one of the reasons I don't play Dark Souls. Dark Souls is fundamentally, somebody went, hey, you know how there are boss battles in some games? Well, what if it was all boss battles? Which is kind of the same thing they thought was Shadow of the Colossus, which has the same game changer mechanic that Dragon's Dogma does of you can climb around on the big monsters. And that's really fucking cool. Dragon's Dogma did that really, really well. It was a great mechanic, and I loved it, and I thought it was fantastic that they did it. But I don't remember how the controls work anymore, so I don't know, man. I should go play DD2. Probably not going to do it right now. Got stuff that I want to do in Starfield. There are planets I want to go to and watch the sunrise. Because that is my idea of a good time. Because I'm fucking weird. And it's okay to be fucking weird. You should be fucking weird sometimes. Anyway, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And, okay, bye.